Email marketing for real estate agents and investors is not dead. Email marketing, dead at all. No matter what you think you've heard. Hold on, one more time. Email marketing for real estate agents and real estate investors is not dead. Email is alive and well. Sure, there's lots of blogs that talk about how email is dead and texting and video and all this other stuff. They're all super important. Email is the gold in your list. You can mine for gold in that email list and pull out money on a daily, weekly, monthly basis by what you say in your emails. And maybe you've used email marketing and you really haven't got the results from it. Maybe you just had a poor experience, and that's okay. We got a solution for that. Hi, my name is Winston Bromley from Baz Tiki Digital, and we deal with digital marketing for real estate agents, real estate investors, and real estate professionals so you can focus on your business while your marketing does what it's supposed to do, which is generate leads, increase your profits and commissions, and skyrocket your business. And finally, in this video, I'm gonna show you how to turn your leads into happy clients. So the key to having good open rates is really good storytelling in your email. If people are looking forward to reading your emails because every single time they're entertained, they're educated, they're learning more in a fun way or in a provocative way, they're more apt to open your email. Think about that. Imagine having your fans, your email subscribers, looking forward to opening your emails on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. The way to do that is through storytelling. Yes, telling stories in your emails. It's kind of like a soap opera that you're going to create in your emails. Now, it doesn't have to be dramatic or anything like that, but we learn a lot more from listening to stories and reading stories. Think of any religious text, and pretty much all of them actually have some sort of parable or some sort of story that allows us to get into the mindset of those people, right? So tell stories in your email, and you can leave it like, you went jogging that morning, and while you're on your jog, you were thinking about how great it feels not have to worry about the 9-to-5 business that you used to be part of and being able to focus on life and on your family. And you just tell it in a natural way that leads to something that you're looking for. So if you wanted something like that and you wanted people to say invest with you or to buy a house from you, what you can say is, as I was coming around the corner of the lake, I saw this perfect house that I'm staging this week and how it just glistened across the pond, right? Whatever it might be, you want to tell that story so they become very visual in those people's minds, right? So tell stories. They go so far and they'll definitely increase your engagement because people will be looking forward to your emails. And here we go. The key to email marketing is to have them open your email, not to leave you. Remember that as you're writing your emails, you have to be connecting with your customer, right? You have to know your customer really well. We covered that in a different video, as you'll see up above. The avatar is super important so that you can acknowledge and understand what they're going through. So when you're writing those emails, you're actually connecting to them. So make sure you connect to them by using your avatar key points in every single email that you send out. Now let's get down to the core elements of the email. So one will of course be the subject line. Now you want to keep this short or suspenseful. For example, if you want to keep it short, you can do 5 to 7 words in there, or you can leave it suspenseful, such as, I quit, ... I never thought this would happen, ... My loss is your gain, ... Something like that, something that keeps people in suspense. Now, the other way to do it is, of course, just keep it to like 5 to 7 words. And the reason why you want to do that is just so people can see it when they're looking at their email, because we all have a short attention span, but usually subject lines that are about 5 to 7 words, about less than 100 characters, will fit right into the area that you would normally review the email. So make sure you do that. Another part of the email is, of course, what we talked about before, the story of the email and how you mold it to your avatar. Below that, what you want to do is obviously have signature. Any kind of images you want to include there, just keep images to a minimum. Don't make it like a potpourri of images, like 10, 12, 18 images. Don't make it look like a Pinterest board or an Instagram feed. You just want to maybe 1 or 2 that get the point across. And lastly, you want to end off with a PS, Now the PS is the postscript that you put below your signature. But the benefit of this is it actually allows you to remind people why you sent that email. You also want to make sure that you have a clear call to action, or a CTA is what it's called. And basically all that means is one action that you want them to do from the email. Don't give them too many. Sometimes people have gone and created emails that have super signatures, which have like 5 or 6 different things. You can do that, but it doesn't get as many click-throughs as one action. So make sure you do one action. One of the really cool features you can do nowadays is send video in email. There's lots of different programs you can use. Video, there's BombBomb, there's MailChimp that allows you to actually embed it right inside of that email. Or you can, of course, just set up an image if you're using a different software, where you can set up an image inside of the email that people click on and watch the video. The reason why videos do so well is they're shareable, they're interesting, they're super short on time because you can condense your message, much like I'm doing here, into a smaller format. It also can go really viral by people wanting to share that information if it is good, right? So make sure that you consider doing video today in your emails. If you want to learn more about how to do really cool videos, check out the link down below in the descriptions. It has a fantastic class that allows you to learn more about video and get better on camera every single day. In the video, you also want to put video in your subject line. It works really, really well. The reason why is that it makes a difference. So you put like video and then colon whatever it is, or say whatever you're going to say in your subject line and put video at the end with a brackets around it. It's really neat to see which one opens better. You'll have to test that. Video hooks the viewers in. And in this 3-second attention span world that we are in right now, video in your email could really boost the amount of time people look at your emails. So consider it today. There's a couple surefire ways to get into the inbox and stay in that inbox. One is that you want to make sure that you're whitelisted by that contact. So whoever you get into, put in your email, make sure that you whitelist us as your email. Or if you're on Google, you can ask them to press the star on your email. If you look at any of our emails, you'll see all this stuff that we'll be asking is what you should be asking for as well. But the third, and my favorite way to do it, is actually to send a question in your very first email. The reason why this is important is that if you get a response from somebody to your first email, it shows intention, meaning that Google or any other email provider will see it as a positive, like they've actually opted in for what you're doing. You could do this by simply asking a question in your very first email. For example, tell me a little bit about your plans to end off strong by the end of 2021 in your real estate investing. What's one thing that works for you in your real estate investing business currently, and what would you like to change? And I always end with something close to you. Like, I'd really like to know because it helps me out. It helps me prepare better content for you. Maybe I'll help you find a solution on that. There's lots of different things that you can end with. But if you put this in there and you have them respond back to you, and you get from what we've seen, you get a good response rate back, that'll increase the amount of time and the amount of chances that you get into somebody's inbox to increase that open rate. Another thing to consider is your open rate. What is your open rate? See, in the industry, open rates vary, but generally between 5 and 10% is an average industry open rate. If you have lower than 5%, you really got to work on all the different aspects, as I explained in this video, to make sure that you get better open rates. The ideal is to go for a 20 to 35% open rate. And the reason why is people like to engage. If they like to engage in your emails, meaning that they've opened up the email and you have a high click-through rate, you're going to be making a lot of money in your business. Do a measurement over week by week to see how much better you get. And if you see something that works, if it happens to be a short subject line or a story that you told that did better, or a video that you had in your email, do a little bit more of that. Consider segmentation in your business. Segmentation is beneficial to your business, and here's why. When you segment a list based off of what they do, you're going to have a stronger open rate for different groups of that segmentation. For example, you could have hot leads, you could have future leads, and you could have ones that might be a cold prospect or even like a warm prospect. It's just sitting sitting over there. As you email people out to those segments of groups, right? So your hot leads, your future leads, your cold prospects, and your warm prospects. As you're emailing to those people, you're connecting to them on a different level and allows you to possibly re-engage the cold or the warm into actually either a lead or, even better, a client, right? So consider segmentation. Also, if you get to the end of segmenting and you've gotten them in your cold, they're no longer, they haven't done anything with you for months, say 6 months up to a year, just get rid of them off your list. I'd probably say 9 months to a year is ideal. The reason why is we're not going for metrics on this one, meaning that if we have 10,000 people on our subscriber list, but we only have an 1% open rate, that is not good. So it means that most of those people on the list really are cold. So try to re-engage them and see if they take action. If they do, then it allows them to be segmented, which most mail programs do these days. And if they don't, kick them off your list after a year. No, don't send that email. That's what we often have happen. I have sent so many emails, not so many, I've sent enough emails to give me the wisdom of providing these instructions and mistakes that we can all make. So above all, make sure you proofread your email before it goes out. Nothing is worse than having test at the beginning of your subject line and sending it out to your whole list, because there's the embarrassment factor. There is a little trick that you can do, is send out a brand new email with a bit of that content, definitely the call to actions, definitely part of the story, whatever you think is the most necessary pieces. And what you do is you change the subject line and you say something like, my bad, or I can't believe I just sent that, oops, here's the link that I was talking about. And you'll see how many more people will open your links and not really care that you sent out a disastrous subject line at the time or just test in your email. Also, make sure you proof your whole email all the way through, have somebody else read it. Check it on different browsers, on different mobile phones. A lot of the email software these days actually has the functionality where you can see the mobile, the tablet, and the desktop version. Make sure you look at all three of those before you send out that email. It's not really a mistake, but how often when people send emails back to you, how often or how fast do you get back to them? Because that will definitely affect your open rate. It doesn't seem like a lot, but if your competition is sending back emails every day or even quicker than that, and you're not, there's going to be a problem. I'm sure you're not that way. I'm sure you actually send quite a lot and get back to people fairly fast, whether it's via text, via email, whatever it is. So just make sure you know how fast you or your team gets back to those people, because it's so important to keep that lead alive. So yeah, make sure you get back to people as quick as possible. And of course, as you create your emails, you want to create autoresponder series. This will take you out of the manual side and create an automation for you that will work for you, whether you're sleeping, whether you're on a trip, whether you're at work, whatever you're doing. This autoresponder series is a series of emails that will go out on a given day, a given amount of time after they first made contact, and on a weekly basis to those people to keep telling the story and keep you front of mind. So make sure you use autoresponder series in whatever you do for your emails. Every single time you go and connect with a new set of people, make sure that you've set up a series. So if you're using, say, something like a lead magnet, what you want to do is have about a 5 to 7 day email sequence that goes out every day or every other day, depending on how you think of your clients. And it'll drip. So basically it'll send out an email and it basically re-puts you up in front of their mind so that they keep thinking about you, of how much you've educated them and given them the information that they need to move forward. The automation works great. Marketing is an ongoing, ever-learning subject. There's so much information that can be learned. To find out more about what you can do with real estate marketing, check out this video right here and this video right here. See you on the other side. Well done.